Hey everybody, David here, and today I want to talk about Aquaman. That's right, a new DCEU movie. Look, if you know me, I really love Man of Steel. That's probably my favorite DCEU movie of all time. I love Wonder Woman. I will defend Batman v Superman. I liked it, both the theatrical cut and the extended cut. Suicide Squad was okay, and Justice League was also okay. I was probably very disappointed with Justice League because I wanted it to be so much more, and it didn't give it to me. So I'm gonna admit I was kind of maybe my interest in the DCEU is starting to change. I was worried that it was starting to change because I want DC to succeed. I love the Arrowverse on television. I love Krypton. I love Gotham, which they're all part of their own stuff. So I love a lot of the DC movies and TV shows. Just Justice League was a bummer for me. It should have been something special, and it let me down. Well, I'm happy to say that Aquaman was completely the opposite. I really had a great time with this movie. Jason Momoa, man, he is the man. I'm gonna say that he carried this movie really well. I thought he definitely had a lot of charisma there. I probably liked him a lot more in this movie than I did in Justice League, and I liked him in Justice League too. I just felt the movie overall was a little lackluster. Where this movie, I actually felt much more fun and energy inside of it. Some people might disagree with me, but I liked it. And look, this movie goes more for the humor than most of the other DCEU movies. And I'm not going to say it works all the time, but I feel like there were some nice, funny moments. Even if it was a little chuckle here and there, I felt it was really enjoyable and had a smile on my face the entire time. This is a movie that does not hold back on its comic book roots. It is a movie that's based off a comic book, and they embrace that full arms. And if you cannot accept certain things that happen in this movie that go all out, like people riding on giant seahorses or people riding on sharks and fighting and all that underwater, then you're gonna have a tough time with this movie. But if you can embrace this world that James Wan has created, I think he did a really pretty good job with what he had to work with. I mean, Aquaman is not an easy character. But after watching it, I did think to myself, man, I hope Disney is taking notes, because this could actually help them with their live-action version of The Little Mermaid, which you know Disney is going to get to eventually. And this movie could be the start of that fire for Disney to be like, hey, you know what? Maybe we should do a Little Mermaid movie. Maybe we can make it work by studying this film. Look, this movie isn't perfect. I'll admit to that. There's a lot of cheeseball moments throughout. There are moments that don't bother me, though. I know for some people it's gonna maybe be a little bit of getting used to, but if you can just go with the fun of it all, I think you'd be okay with it. If you're someone that can let loose and just have fun with some of the corniness in the movie, then this movie is definitely for you. But if you are somebody that likes their superheroes to be a little bit more serious, like this is probably more cornier than I would say maybe it's on league with Venom. Venom had a lot of these type of moments too, but even more so. I'm trying not to ruin anything, but I'll say, like, there's moments where a villain will say his name, like how they are in the comics, like, I am the Ocean Master, who is like the character that Patrick Wilson is playing, or I am Black Manta. So they'll say lines like that the comic books would probably have, but or maybe even the cartoons. But something in live action, like you would never hear a Batman movie say lines like that. That's just a little bit of little nitpicks, I guess, that didn't bother me too much, but I know might bother others. I thought the action sequences in this whole movie was great. I thought the supporting cast was really nice. I really liked William Dafoe, Dolph Lundgren, the actress Amber Heard who played Mara. I thought she was really good. And badass at times too. A lot of people I heard were having difficulty accepting her chemistry with Jason Momoa. I actually liked their chemistry together. I didn't mind it. Patrick Wilson and the actor who plays Black Manta. I will say the villains were definitely the weakest part of this movie, but they did not affect my overall enjoyment of the movie. I thought they served their purpose as the main villains. But if you're looking for deep, complex villains, for myself, I didn't think they were complex at all. But my brother did come with me to see this movie, and he actually ended up liking Black Manta a lot, and he thought his motivation was set up really nicely. I do feel Patrick Wilson's character, Ocean Master, I do feel, I'm not going to go into that because I do think that might be a spoiler. But I will say I would like to see a sequel. I'll say that much. On how they further this world and its characters. Speaking of the world, I am surprised this movie didn't get nominated for Best Special Effects, because I'm going to tell you, the visual effects in this movie look amazing to me. The way they created this world was like, it was like, I don't know if there's a movie I can compare it to. Maybe Avatar? I don't know. It was just amazing seeing this underwater world that like come to life, and this rich mythology that I think we can even explore more. That I think not even the Marvel Cinematic Universe has had. I think the Marvel Cinematic Universe has had a great time exploring space, the space side of their universe, while we're still on Earth exploring more of this mythology underwater. And it makes me wonder, well, what else is in the DC universe that they could explore that can be the equivalent of this? Or even Themyscira in Wonder Woman, I thought, was another interesting part of that world to look at. But this goes even more so. With that being said, guys, look, I'm giving this movie an 8 out of 10. Yeah, I really had a great time. I think this is going to be a movie that will please the general audience. I don't think everybody will be won over by it, but I think a good majority of people will be pleasantly happy with what they see. With that being said, I hope you guys go check this movie out. I don't think you have to watch the previous DC movies in order to understand this one. There's like a little shout out to a little one line connection to Justice League, but that's about it. Other than that, the movie stands on its own pretty much very well. So with that being said, comment below if you've seen the movie already. Tell me what your thoughts are on it. I hope you guys like this video. Please subscribe to my channel, and until next time, take care.